In the fast-paced world we live in, mastering our mind is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. The ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus believed that true freedom comes from controlling our thoughts, not external circumstances. In this video, we dive deep into the timeless wisdom of these philosophers, exploring how mental control is the key to achieving personal development. Imagine navigating life with clarity, resilience, and unshakable focus, regardless of the chaos around you. That power lies within your mind, waiting to be unlocked. Throughout this video, we'll discuss practical techniques inspired by the Stoics, along with modern strategies for mental mastery. We'll explore the art of self-awareness, the power of emotional regulation, and how you can strengthen your mental resilience against daily challenges. By the end, you'll have a clear path forward to mastering your mind and transforming your life. Stay with us until the end and discover the tools to become the best version of yourself, rooted in ancient wisdom and modern insight. Inversion thinking is a powerful mental technique that challenges the way we approach problems and goals. Rather than solely focusing on achieving success, inversion thinking encourages us to ask a different question: what could go wrong? This method forces us to consider potential failures and obstacles up front, allowing us to avoid common pitfalls before they happen. By focusing on what we don't want to happen, we can sharpen our awareness of the barriers that lie ahead and strategically plan for success. It's a mental exercise that Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Zeno often practiced, emphasizing the importance of preparing for adversity and controlling our responses to life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reminded himself of the potential difficulties he might face each day, whether it be ungrateful people, setbacks, or personal failures. He believed that by envisioning the worst-case scenarios, we can be better prepared to respond calmly and wisely when they occur. Inversion thinking helps us see the bigger picture. Rather than blindly pursuing goals, we focus on avoiding failure and recognize the possible traps that might derail our progress. This approach builds resilience, ensuring we don't fall victim to unforeseen challenges. The power of this technique lies in its ability to keep us grounded, aware, and ready to tackle adversity head-on. A practical example of inversion thinking could be planning a business project. Instead of only thinking about how to make the project a success, you first consider everything that could cause it to fail. What if there are delays in resources? What if the market shifts or key team members quit? By outlining these potential problems, you can then work backward to create solutions or preventive measures. In the Stoic tradition, Zeno often spoke of understanding the limits of our control. By focusing on avoiding preventable errors and preparing for the worst, we align ourselves with this philosophy of accepting what we cannot control while mastering what we can. Inversion thinking is not about pessimism, it's about strategic foresight. It empowers us to act with clarity, ensuring that we don't just survive challenges, but thrive despite them. In a world filled with uncertainty, one of the most powerful skills we can develop is the ability to be comfortable with ambiguity. Life rarely unfolds according to a set plan, and our greatest challenges often arise when we're forced to navigate the unknown. The Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca taught that while we cannot control the external world, we can control how we respond to it. Ambiguity tolerance is the practice of staying calm and flexible when faced with uncertainty, trusting that our inner strength and wisdom will guide us through unpredictable situations. This mindset allows us to embrace the unknown rather than fear it. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously wrote in his meditations about accepting what comes, whether expected or not. He knew that life's uncertainties are inevitable, but by cultivating mental flexibility, we can adapt to whatever comes our way. Ambiguity tolerance helps us maintain a sense of calm and clarity when the future seems unclear. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the unknown, we can view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. When we let go of the need for absolute certainty, we open ourselves to new possibilities and creative solutions, enabling us to handle complexity with grace. To practice ambiguity, tolerance in daily life, start by reframing uncertainty as a challenge rather than a threat. When faced with an unclear situation, instead of seeking immediate answers, allow yourself to sit with the discomfort of not knowing. This strengthens your mental flexibility. Meditation and mindfulness, key practices in Stoic philosophy, are excellent tools for training the mind to stay present, accepting each moment without rushing to conclusions. Another useful strategy is to ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? As Epictetus advised, by accepting that not everything is within our control, we reduce the anxiety that uncertainty brings. Gradually, you'll find that ambiguity becomes less intimidating and more of an opportunity to adapt and thrive. Ambiguity tolerance not only prepares us for the unpredictability of life, but also helps us build inner resilience, an essential quality for navigating both the mundane and the extraordinary twists of our journey. Saying no is often seen as difficult, but it is one of the most empowering tools we have to maintain our focus and protect our mental space. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Epictetus, emphasize the importance of guarding our attention and energy. In a world full of distractions, constant demands, and societal pressures, saying no is a way to assert control over our lives. It allows us to prioritize what truly matters, helping us stay aligned with our values and long-term goals. By refusing unnecessary commitments, we preserve our mental bandwidth for what truly deserves our time and effort. Setting boundaries is directly tied to mental control, a core teaching of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we must learn to differentiate between what we can and cannot control, and this includes our time and energy. When we say yes to everything, we dilute our attention, leading to overwhelm and mental fatigue. By saying no, we reclaim ownership over our decisions and reinforce our inner discipline. Setting boundaries doesn't just protect us from distractions, it strengthens our self-respect and mental clarity. Like a disciplined Stoic, we focus on what is essential and dismiss what is irrelevant, allowing us to navigate life with purpose. Consider a common scenario. You're asked to take on a project at work that doesn't align with your priorities. By saying no, you avoid spreading yourself too thin and maintain the energy needed for tasks that align with your long-term goals. Similarly, in personal relationships, saying no to unnecessary social obligations frees you to invest in deeper connections and self-care. As Seneca wrote in Letters from a Stoic, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Saying no is a way to avoid wasting our most precious resource, time. It sharpens our focus, clarifies our priorities, and allows us to live with greater intentionality. In the end, the power of saying no isn't about rejection. It's about making space for what truly matters, both in our minds and in our lives. Memento Mori, the ancient Stoic practice of reflecting on death, may seem unsettling at first, but it is one of the most profound tools for living a meaningful life. The phrase translates to, "Remember that you will die," reminding us that life is finite and precious. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca encourage daily contemplation of mortality, not as a source of fear, but as a call to live with intention. By keeping the inevitability of death in mind, we are reminded that time is our most valuable resource, prompting us to focus on what truly matters. This practice awakens us to the present, urging us to align our actions with our highest values. Reflecting on death can shift our focus toward meaningful activities and help reduce the fear that often paralyzes us. When we realize that our time is limited, trivial concerns lose their hold over us. As Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing." Memento Mori teaches us to stop procrastinating, to stop worrying about things beyond our control, and to engage in pursuits that bring us fulfillment and joy. It encourages us to ask ourselves, if today were my last, would I be proud of how I lived? In this way, reflecting on death actually enriches life, bringing clarity to our purpose and encouraging us to live boldly and authentically. This Stoic practice is deeply connected to mental discipline and purpose. By regularly meditating on our mortality, we cultivate a mindset that is resilient, disciplined, and focused on the essential. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reminded himself that death is a natural part of life, and that fearing it only distracts us from living fully. The awareness of death sharpens our focus and strengthens our ability to say no to distractions, as it reminds us that time wasted can never be reclaimed. It instills a sense of urgency to pursue our goals and strengthens our resolve to live with integrity. Memento Mori is not a morbid fixation. It is a liberating practice that frees us from the fear of the unknown and guides us toward a life of purpose, wisdom, and inner peace. Managing our inner dialogue is one of the most crucial aspects of mental discipline. The way we talk to ourselves shapes our thoughts, emotions, and ultimately our actions. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius understood the power of self-talk long before modern psychology recognized it. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This highlights that it's our internal responses, our thoughts and self-talk, that determine how we experience the world. When we manage our inner dialogue effectively, we create a foundation for mental clarity, resilience, and personal growth. Fostering positive and constructive self-talk is essential for developing a healthy mindset. To think like a Stoic, we must focus on self-talk that empowers us rather than undermines us. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to stay calm, rational, and focused on what he could control, turning his inner dialogue into a tool for cultivating virtue and wisdom. You can begin fostering constructive self-talk by replacing negative or self-defeating thoughts with affirmations that are grounded in logic and self-compassion. For example, when faced with failure, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," you could remind yourself, "This is a learning opportunity, and I'll grow from this experience." Over time, this shift in perspective strengthens your mental resilience and builds confidence. Techniques for monitoring and controlling negative thoughts are rooted in Stoic practices of mindfulness and self-awareness. One powerful technique is to treat your inner dialogue as if you were an objective observer, questioning whether the thoughts you're having are rational, helpful, or aligned with your values. As Seneca advised, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. By actively challenging negative thoughts, we reduce their impact. Journaling, another Stoic practice, can help you track patterns in your self-talk, giving you greater insight into how your mind operates. When negative thoughts arise, pause and ask yourself, "Is this thought productive? Does it help me become the person I want to be?" Through these techniques, we develop the mental discipline to quiet destructive thoughts and cultivate a mindset that propels us toward growth and fulfillment. Self-talk management isn't just about silencing negativity, it's about guiding ourselves with wisdom, strength, and kindness every step of the way. One of the most transformative practices from Stoic philosophy is emotional detachment, learning to observe our emotions without being overwhelmed by them. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught that our emotions are not inherently good or bad, but our reactions to them define how we experience life. Emotional detachment doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring feelings, but rather creating space between the emotion and our response. By observing our emotions from a distance, we can maintain clarity and prevent impulsive reactions. This detachment allows us to process emotions in a healthier way, leading to better decisions and a greater sense of inner calm. When we detach from our emotions, we create room for logic and reason to guide our actions. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of not letting emotions dictate our responses, reminding himself that it is our reason, not our feelings, that should govern our lives. Emotional detachment enables us to take a step back, assess situations objectively, and respond based on logic rather than being swept away by momentary feelings. For example, instead of reacting with anger during an argument, emotional distance allows us to pause, reflect, and respond calmly. This not only resolves conflicts more effectively, but also preserves our mental and emotional well-being. It is through detachment that we find true freedom from the tyranny of our emotions. Practicing emotional detachment can be cultivated through simple yet powerful exercises. One effective method is mindfulness meditation, where you sit quietly and observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, letting them pass like clouds in the sky. This trains the mind to witness emotions without becoming entangled in them. Another Stoic exercise is to ask yourself, is this emotion helpful or harmful? By identifying the nature of the emotion, you gain control over your response to it. Additionally, journaling your emotions can help you create distance by turning intangible feelings into concrete thoughts, allowing for clearer reflection. Epictetus often reminded his students that the events of life are outside our control, but how we react to them is entirely within our power. Emotional detachment is the key to exercising that power, enabling us to live with greater peace, resilience, and wisdom. One of the most powerful ways to elevate your thinking and strengthen your character is to surround yourself with individuals who challenge you mentally and emotionally. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus emphasized the importance of choosing wise companions. Seneca believed that association with those who are better than yourself is crucial for personal growth. When you engage with people who possess greater wisdom, knowledge, or emotional resilience, you are pushed beyond your comfort zone. These individuals inspire you to rise to their level, whether through thoughtful debate, new perspectives, or simply leading by example. Their presence helps you develop mental clarity and strength, teaching you to approach life's challenges with a more focused and disciplined mindset. Interacting with smarter and more experienced individuals naturally elevates your thinking. Marcus Aurelius, who was deeply influenced by the wise mentors in his life, knew the value of surrounding oneself with great minds. These interactions sharpen your intellect, forcing you to think critically and question your own assumptions. Engaging with such individuals exposes you to new ideas, alternative perspectives, and deeper insights that you may not have considered on your own. Through these connections, you start to see beyond superficial problems and approach life with a more philosophical, balanced perspective. By engaging with smarter people, you not only absorb their wisdom, but also cultivate a more thoughtful and logical approach to your own life's challenges. It's easy to feel intimidated by those who seem more intelligent, but seeking out their company is one of the fastest ways to grow. Challenge yourself to engage in conversations with people who have more experience, knowledge, or emotional strength than you. As Epictetus advised, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. These interactions stretch your mind and build resilience. When you surround yourself with smarter people, you are encouraged to strive for more, to reach beyond your limitations, and to learn from their successes and mistakes. Accepting these challenges, and even constructive criticism, leads to profound personal growth. So, actively seek out mentors, leaders, and thinkers who push you to be better. It is in their company that your true potential will begin to unfold. In a world where quick reactions are often valued, the practice of delaying responses can be a transformative tool for maintaining control and making thoughtful decisions. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Marcus Aurelius, often spoke about the importance of pausing before reacting to life's events. In his Meditations, Aurelius advised taking time to reflect, asking himself, "Is this within my control?" This simple pause between stimulus and response creates space for clarity, allowing us to align our actions with wisdom rather than impulse. Giving yourself time before reacting helps ensure that your decisions are not driven by fleeting emotions or external pressures, but by rational thought and inner composure. Delaying responses is essential for avoiding impulsive decisions, which often lead to regret. When we react instantly to a situation, we are more likely to be guided by emotion, anger, fear, or frustration, rather than logic. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in self-control, not in reacting to every provocation. As Epictetus stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters." By practicing restraint, we avoid unnecessary conflicts and poor decisions, gaining the upper hand over our emotions. This pause creates the opportunity to consider long-term consequences, weigh options, and choose a course of action that reflects our values and principles, leading to more thoughtful and effective outcomes. To practice delaying responses, especially in high-pressure situations, there are several simple yet powerful steps. First, when confronted with a stressful situation, take a few deep breaths. This pause calms the mind and body, giving you a moment to collect your thoughts. Another technique is to mentally rehearse responses before speaking or acting, imagining how a Stoic philosopher like Seneca would approach the situation. Asking yourself questions like, "What is truly at stake here?" or "Will this matter in a week or a year?" can provide perspective. Additionally, practicing mindfulness in daily life can help you develop the habit of observation rather than immediate reaction. This approach helps you maintain composure, even when faced with intense emotions or external pressures. By delaying your responses, you foster a sense of inner peace, allowing wisdom and logic to guide your actions instead of fleeting emotions. The ability to pause before reacting is a hallmark of Stoic wisdom, enabling us to live with greater intentionality, self-control, and clarity. Identifying and breaking old mental patterns is crucial for personal growth and mental freedom. Often, we find ourselves trapped in repetitive thought loops that lead to undesirable outcomes. Whether it's self-doubt, fear of failure, or negative assumptions about ourselves and others. These patterns are like well-worn grooves in our minds, easy to fall into, but difficult to escape. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasized that we are not prisoners of our thoughts, and that by recognizing these patterns, we can take control of our minds. Epictetus taught, "We suffer not from events, but from our judgments about them." This points to the importance of identifying these harmful patterns of thinking and understanding how they affect our perception of reality. Once identified, we can begin the journey of breaking free from them. To break these ingrained mental habits, the first step is awareness, acknowledging the existence of repetitive thoughts that don't serve you. Once recognized, it's important to question these thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, encouraged self-reflection and urged individuals to challenge the validity of their thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought useful? Does it reflect reality, or is it based on fear, anger, or insecurity? This process weakens the power of negative patterns. The next step is to replace these harmful thoughts with healthier, more constructive ones. Practice shifting your focus to thoughts that align with Stoic principles of reason, self-discipline, and resilience. When faced with a challenge, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," remind yourself, "I have the strength to endure and overcome this." Over time, this conscious effort to replace negative thoughts will help create new mental habits grounded in strength and wisdom. The benefits of breaking old mental patterns and establishing new ones are transformative. By freeing ourselves from limiting thoughts, we open up space for growth, resilience, and greater emotional stability. New mental habits rooted in rational thinking and self-discipline allow us to approach life's challenges with calm and clarity. As Seneca advised, "You must live in such a way that there is nothing which you could not as easily tell your enemy as keep to yourself." This speaks to the Stoic ideal of inner integrity, living in accordance with reason and virtue. By cultivating healthier mental habits, we build a mind that is not only resilient but also at peace. This shift leads to greater confidence, improved decision-making, and a life lived with purpose. One of the greatest challenges we face on the path to mental clarity is dealing with the constant, critical inner voice, the inner noise that disrupts our peace. This voice often amplifies our doubts, insecurities, and fears, leading us to question our abilities, our worth, or even the value of our goals. The Stoics were acutely aware of this inner turmoil. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often wrestled with his own thoughts, yet he urged himself to be free from passion and inner disturbance. The Stoics taught that true peace comes not from silencing the world around us, but from learning to quiet the noise within. To gain control over this inner voice is to unlock a greater sense of mental calm and purpose. There are effective techniques for silencing or managing this inner noise, drawn from both Stoic philosophy and modern mindfulness practices. One method is to practice cognitive distancing, observing the critical thoughts without identifying with them. As Epictetus reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When negative or critical thoughts arise, imagine stepping back and observing them as if from a distance, recognizing that they are just thoughts, not facts. Another powerful Stoic technique is to question these thoughts. Are they rational? Are they helpful? Are they within your control? By doing so, you begin to weaken their grip on your mind. Meditation and deep breathing exercises can also help quiet the mental chatter, grounding you in the present moment and breaking the cycle of overthinking. The benefits of silencing this inner noise are profound. When the mind is no longer consumed by self-criticism and doubt, it gains the clarity needed to focus on what truly matters. This mental peace allows you to act with intention and confidence, free from the distractions of unproductive thoughts. Seneca advised that a calm mind, untroubled by inner conflict, is the foundation for wise and effective action. By mastering your inner dialogue, you create space for more productive, positive thoughts, and unlock a state of flow where your actions align with your values. In this state of mental clarity, you can approach life's challenges with greater composure, resilience, and purpose, fully embodying the Stoic ideal of living with virtue and wisdom. In this exploration of Stoic wisdom, we've uncovered several powerful techniques to gain control over the mind. From inversion thinking and ambiguity, tolerance to emotional detachment and silencing inner noise. Each of these strategies offers a way to break free from automatic reactions and repetitive mental patterns, empowering you to cultivate clarity, focus, and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca all shared a common belief that the mind is our most important asset, and through deliberate practice we can shape it to serve us rather than enslave us. By practicing self-talk management, delaying responses, and engaging with smarter individuals, you can transform your thinking and approach life with a calm, steady mindset, equipped to handle any challenge. Developing mental control is not a one-time achievement, but a lifelong journey. As the Stoics taught, the path to mastery requires daily effort, reflection, and self-discipline. The more you practice these strategies, the more natural they will become, helping you stay focused on your goals and aligned with your deeper values. Remember, true mental freedom comes from knowing that your thoughts and reactions are within your control. Embrace this journey with patience and persistence, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to living with greater wisdom, purpose, and inner peace, qualities the Stoics held as the highest virtues. Let this wisdom guide you as you work to master your mind and, in doing so, transform your life. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found the insights and strategies useful in your journey toward mastering the mind. Remember, mental control and self-discipline are skills we build over time, and every step forward is progress. If this video resonated with you or offered you valuable takeaways, I encourage you to hit the like button to let us know. Your feedback helps us continue to create content that inspires and empowers. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions, personal experiences, or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments below. Engaging with your feedback and stories helps us build a supportive community. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos that can guide and motivate you on your personal growth journey. Thank you for being part of this journey with us.